Hey everyone, let's take a look at a new release from Swiss Watch Company, and this is another spec monster, and I always enjoy a good spec monster. And what I mean by that, a lot of specifications, almost to a ridiculous level when you compare what you're getting to what you're paying. So very good value propositions with good specification, hence the name spec monster. This is a brand new release from the Swiss Watch Company. It is called the ARK GMT. Now I have it here next to its cousin, which is the Hyper G in grade 5 titanium, a little bit larger, but visually you guys can see they're very related. They carry some of the same design cues in terms of the finish and the case, the handset. I'm fortunate to have both of these next to each other here, which I think can be helpful if you're trying to choose one good tool watch from one brand and you're trying to narrow down which one would be the best for your own rotation. Hopefully seeing the two side by side helps to a small degree. But let's talk about this. This one is not titanium like the Hyper G. This one is stainless steel, but carries nice brush work, polish work. And from arm's length, it is almost indistinguishable from the grade 5 titanium Hyper G in blue. Now this one will have a lug-to-lug dimension of 46 millimeters, an overall height of 9 millimeters, and an overall diameter of 39 millimeters, which makes this a very comfortable and proportional watch on wrist, but it doesn't feel too small. And let me show you how that is evident when I place it next to my Breitling Super Ocean 44. So this is a 44 millimeter diameter watch. And visually, they look pretty close. I will say the Breitling plays a bit small, and this ARK GMT from Swiss Watch Company looks visually a little large, and that is due to this dominant dial, which you guys will notice is curved or concave. So there is no noticeable chapter ring. There are no noticeable shadows on this dial dominant watch, and I think it helps that they're both kind of a turquoise color. This is a very hot color right now. So visually you can see this does not look too small, but it feels very nice, very comfortable, very proportional on wrist. And again, for reference, my wrists are 7.25 inches in circumference. Now this ARK GMT will have 100 meters of water resistance with a push-pull crown and 3 gaskets for ensuring the water resistance of this sports piece. This will also have a sapphire crystal with a rather ridiculous amount of anti-reflective treatment. There is 16 layers of ARC on this sapphire crystal. And then just so you don't scratch all of those layers of ARC, there is a small sapphire coating on the top of the ARC. So you won't get all reflections eliminated. You're enhancing the clarity here with all of these layers. And again, you won't wear through them because of that outer sapphire coating. So quite a nice crystal execution on the ARK GMT. Now going in on the dial on a macro level, again, notice the curvature here. And this is a rather ridiculous amount of grade A BGW9 lume, which Swiss Watch Company is very well known for doing. They do almost an excess of lume with all of the models that they offer. This is no different. We have 0.40 millimeters of thickness here of the grade A BGW9 placed in the cutouts, the Arabic cutouts for your markers, your hour markers. Now there will be no date that breaks up the symmetry of the dial, but there is an ovular opening below the hand stack and above the 6 o'clock marker with a very small point that designates the index for your 24-hour opening here, where you're indexing for the GMT. Now, what is nice is you can set the GMT independent so you can keep track of a secondary time zone. It will move in conjunction with your standard hour hand, but they're not locked together. You can't set this to a different index or a different time zone, which I think is really helpful. Notice the color of the indexing. So it's actually kind of a yellowish green to my eyes, and that doesn't look very dominant. You can see it. You might have to squint if you have aging eyes or poor eyesight, but notice how that color matches your elongated triangle tip of your seconds hand. I think that's some nice correlation there. Now continuing, we have diamond cut hands, beveled, high polish with 3 layers of BGW9 Grade A Superluminova, and within the watch is not a mechanical movement. This is a quartz movement that will be made by Ronda. So this is a Swiss-made movement. Technically, the caliber is called the 515.24, and the battery life will be a little over 3 years. And then let's talk about this strap. What we have here is a hybrid strap. So at first glance, it looks like a standard suede calf leather strap, which looks nice with this turquoise dial configuration and the yellow, kind of yellowish green accent color. But it's actually a rubber strap that has a leather inlay on the top. So this will actually be really comfortable on wrist and will be resistant to sweat and whatnot. So it's more geared toward a sport watch use, which I think is nice on Swiss Watch Company, which does a lot of sports pieces. But I did see a preliminary picture of their upcoming dress watch, which I am very much excited about, and hopefully we'll be reviewing here on the channel when that is announced and released. But let's zoom back and summarize the model. Again, considering what you pay for, getting all the layers of lume and anti-reflective treatment, the case finishing, the hybrid strap, the adjustable GMT disc in the dial, the concave dial, all for the prices that, again, Swiss Watch Company charges. They are spec monsters, and I like the fact that this is an original design. This is not an obvious homage to a better-known design from another brand, and that's something that I appreciate personally as a watch enthusiast. So I will leave links to the Swiss Watch Company's website as well as their social media if you guys would like to pre-order or stay just in touch with the company to see what news, what watches are being released in the time frame of those releases. All of that will be in the description. Please reach out with any specific questions you may have. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.